Hi, this is G and Yanka with another amazing parenting. Today, we'd like to introduce you to the topic of respect over coercion.
Yes, last few times we talked about punishment and different types of punishment, and respect versus coercion is really about why we use them. Why do we want to manipulate our children through fear into what we want them to do, right? I think that sometimes parents, when they have children, they don't realize straight away that children are their own personalities, they are their own people from a very early age, and they regard their children like a canvas, like something that they can form, something they can paint on, something that they can make into who they want their children to be. And they dismiss their children's preferences, and they dismiss their children's opinions as something that is not yet mature and therefore is not important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's about trust over force. You have to ask yourself, what does it mean to respect somebody? For me, it means to listen. It means to give people space, especially to not agree with you. It means to realize that we're all different, to realize that we all need to compromise a little bit from time to time. And it means that we need to not be afraid to tell the truth to the people around about us as we see it. Remember that the truth itself saves time in the long run. So it's important to focus on getting the little things right.
Yes, if you observe children, you can notice that children have a massive respect for truth. They love truth, they love facts, they love to verify things. I can see that every day in my kids. When they learn a new fact, they want to know if it really is that way. So I think being truthful to our kids is very important and a very good way to show them our respect. So I think that as soon as we realize that our children are autonomous people with their own preferences, their own mind, their own opinion, we will understand better that we have to communicate about things with them. We have to try to find compromises, because children are not there just to obey us, just to follow us wherever we go, just to do what we want them to do. They are people. Just imagine the situation, right, where somebody would want you to do what they want all of the time. That would be crazy. And a lot of children are in these situations. They grow up in these situations and they are extremely frustrated, and then they get angry, and then we are unhappy that they're misbehaving.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So to show respect to your children is essentially to empower them. And we do this through modeling polite manners, we do this through teaching good habits, we do this through boosting self-esteem, we do this through motivating when it is required, and we do this through understanding that if we want to receive respect, we must first give respect.
Yes, I would like to mention the words bodily autonomy here, because a lot of parents don't realize that they are infringing on the basic right that their children have, which is bodily autonomy. Just think about it. Parents want their children to eat what they want them to eat. They want their children to eat when the parents want them to eat. They want the children to wear what the parents want them to wear and when their parents want them to wear it. They want their children to go to bed when the parents think it's important, and they want them to sleep where the parents want them to sleep, right? And children usually don't have any say in this. And this all is extremely personal for them. That all basically involves their own body, decisions about their own body. So as soon as we realize in our day-to-day decisions about our children, what are we doing? Are we trying to coerce our kids into something? Are we trying to maybe threaten them, maybe manipulate them into something that we want them to do? Or are we communicating? Are we listening to them?
Yeah, for sure. Listening is key. And we also have to look at what we are going to do when the kids appear, from our perspective, to be disrespectful. We need to realize that as parents, we ourselves have probably made some mistakes. You probably want to ask yourself, did you define your expectations? Were the children aware of that? Do you provide consistency and not accept excuses or intolerance? Are you fair but firm? And maybe are you guilty of having the same kind of behavior as your kids from time to time?
Yeah, that's true. That sometimes happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to sum it up into a few points that we should think of when we find ourselves in a situation of disagreement with our children. And that is, first of all, empathize and listen to what the kids are trying to say. Second of all, respect them as autonomous people. Remember that they are their own persons with a right to their own opinion and to their own preferences. Thirdly, communicate with them. Communicate involves listening, okay? Talk about it. And fourth of all, compromise. Try to find a win-win situation. Try to find the compromise. And this point is very important because respect over coercion works both ways. It's not just about us respecting our children and basically let them do whatever they prefer to do. It's about the mutual respect. So we're respecting our kids and we are teaching our kids to respect us, and therefore we have to communicate and find something that is going to be beneficial for both parties.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I sum it up with a couple of P's, the P's of parenting. Praise, acknowledge the good behaviors. Peaceful, use a calm voice and always give reasons for your actions. Practical, prepare for problems before they happen. Positive, focus on what you want to see, not what you don't want to see. Proactive, practice non-intervention as much as intervention so that the children learn the consequences of their actions. And patience, initiate changes in behavior over time, or expect changes only to happen over time. Finally, force equals failure. So if you're using coercion, then you have to understand that you have failed at some point at something. Respect is always earned. So if you put in the work, hopefully you will realize that respect has a greater value than coercive tactics.
Yes, just a little note at the end. Just because you have used coercion before and, as you said, it failed, that doesn't mean that you have to continue that way, and that doesn't mean that anything is lost. All you have to do is talk to your kid, maybe apologize if you feel that it's necessary, and go on. And you are probably going to fail in the future at some point, but progress is about trying hard and getting better.
Mm-hmm. Practice makes perfect, as we say. So, thank you very much for listening. This was G and Yanka with another amazing parenting. You can catch up with us online. If you've got any questions, leave them for us and let us know what you think. Wherever you are, have a fantastic day.
Bye.
Take care, guys.